All right. Why don't you start us off on this adventure?
All right. This is George reporting for
Yeah.
duty. How
Yeah.
you doing?
Oh, fine, fine. How are you, George?
And oh, just I'm hungry. Haven't really eaten all day. I
Oh,
had
what?
a I had like what was it, a Jack Link's meat stick?
Jack Link meat stick. Oh,
Yeah, it's like a Slim Jim.
okay. Maybe I'm not familiar. I think I've had a Slim Jim.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think so. I couldn't. Um, I wouldn't wager on it, but it it seems like something that I might have consumed at some point.
Mm. I don't know. It seems like a Slim Jim would be a little too low class for you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. But all the same, I do believe that I have perhaps consumed a Slim Jim.
Yeah. Uh, like I either thought you never had a Slim Jim or you make your own Slim Jims at home.
Oh yeah, no, I haven't got the time to make my own Slim Jims, um, unfortunately. Perhaps someday, uh, someday I'll be able to do a Slim Jim. Have you got any shout outs today for us, George?
Saginaw, Michigan.
Oh crap! I was wondering when that was coming. Well, hello to Saginaw, Michigan.
Yeah, I heard we're real big out there.
Oh yeah, it's a
Yeah,
fine place.
yeah. Actually, we haven't really caught on in America yet. You know,
But I'm sure we have fans all over the world. This important and good work that we do.
I mean, well, we're big in Japan.
Well, yeah, it's like that the Tom Waits song. Uh, I agree with that song. We're big in Japan, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So
You ever been to Japan, George?
no, I haven't really traveled outside of these great 48 states.
Okay, well, maybe you'll get your chance when you go on the Pud tour.
Well, like in Japan, we're not considered a podcast.
No?
No, we're considered electronic music.
Oh, well, you
You know,
know,
so so in the biggest like clubs out there, most like the underground clubs, the dance
yeah.
clubs, they play our show on as a DJ set,
Well,
and people dance to it.
who could blame them for that, you know?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, I would. I could dance to this. I I would right now if I've been sitting down all day and my lower back hurts, so I don't want to dance. I But if I were inclined to dance, oh jeez, I'd cut a rug.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh
Well, when
yeah.
was the last time you danced?
Uh oh, are you asking me a question or are you referencing the is it the gorillas? No. Do you know that song? No,
No.
that's not the gorilla. That's Gnarls Barkley.
Well, it's like the pretty similar. I think Danger Mouse is kind of involved with the gorillas, right?
Dead Mouse?
No, Danger Mouse.
I don't know Danger Mouse.
He's like one half of Gnarls Barkley.
Oh,
There's
okay.
the singer guy, CeeLo,
Yeah,
and then there's Danger Mouse, who's the producer.
okay. I just know CeeLo Green from that album was pretty popular for a while.
Yeah, I think
The So what?
Yeah, I don't think they're around anymore though.
No, well, uh, okay. I don't know much about the band apart from Saint Elsewhere, and then I don't know if it was a single or released in a second album, that FU song.
Oh yeah, it's probably both a single and an album cut.
Okay, well,
Yeah, I don't think I've ever actually heard the FU song.
I see you
That was
driving around the
what is it? The CeeLo Green here?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's pretty good, right?
Oh man, I thought you were a CeeLo Green for a
Oh no,
second.
it's me. It's me. It's does a sound of the internet. Does a sound of podcast terrible fame.
You a big Jimmy Fallon fan?
Uh, you know, yeah, I mean, I don't want to say anything particularly unkind, but I haven't really enjoyed his work.
Well, they say that like his one like comedic skill is actually mimicking famous singers
Oh yeah, well, he and I have
accurately.
that in common.
Yeah, I guess you're the Jimmy Fallon of this show. I'm more like a Johnny Carson.
Oh, those are not comparable. What
They're exactly comparable.
no, no, no.
Like,
I would like to be the Craig Ferguson of the podcast. Terrible. How's that?
mm, maybe maybe Andy Richter.
You're not giving me and well, Andy Richter's fine, but
Uh,
I no no Craig Ferguson or no deal. Or you have to be the guy that one guy. He's like
Craig Kilborn.
no, no, that wouldn't be too bad. The one that's I get the impression that he's like a portly British Ellen or
Oh,
like
James Corden.
yeah, yeah, that's the kind of vibe I get that he's trying to do on the show. I've never consumed any of the content, so I don't know, but it's from what I've seen, it's just sort
His,
of you well
his big thing is the car karaoke.
yeah, 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 just variation of what we do here, I guess. But I still don't want to watch him do it, singing with these celebrities.
It's not a bad gig if you can get it though.
Oh, sure, yeah, no,
Yeah,
good on him. He's got it, and yeah, he might be doing okay. I don't know. That'd
he
be
was in
nice.
that movie Cats. Have you seen that?
No, but I did hear that there's a butthole cut of the Cats movie. Like they did the whole movie uh with real obvious buttholes on all the cats, and somebody didn't like that, so they digitally removed the digitally added buttholes, and I want them to release the butthole cut of cats.
I mean, the butthole is like the main like identifying characteristic of a cat.
Yeah, it's
It's
as
like it's
unique
like
as
an
a
elephant
fingerprint.
without a trunk.
Oh yeah, what do you know about a cat? It's either showing you its face or it's showing you its butthole. Those are the prime characteristics of a cat.
So yeah, how many cats do you have?
I currently have no cats.
But have you had a cat?
I have currently, to this date, never owned a cat.
Oh man,
Yeah.
you seem like a cat kind of guy, like a
Oh, thank
Mr.
you.
Blofeld
Yeah, yeah. I feel like a Mr. Blofeld. I don't know who that is,
or
but
Doctor No, like the
Doctor
guy
No.
who was
Oh
like in
yeah.
that James Bond movie. I think it's
Oh
Blofeld.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm more familiar with the gold uh
Man with the golden
fingers.
gun.
Gold. Well, I don't know some. I haven't seen many of those. I don't own a cat, but I would. But they make me itch and give me the sniffles. So
Uh,
I am unlikely to access a cat for my own use. Do you own a cat, George?
I do
You,
not.
you live a life of mystery. I wouldn't be surprised if you secretly owned a cat.
No, I do not own a cat.
Would you tell
I'm
me
not
if
a
you
pet.
did?
Yeah, I would tell you.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. Yeah, I believe that.
But I'm not a pets person.
Oh,
Not at all.
that's not my understanding of you. You've got so much love to give. I don't know how you could not have several pets.
It's
A veritable
it-
Dr. Doolittle of our very own here at Pudcast Acres. He walks and talks with the animals.
I find pet ownership how would you say decadent.
Decadent.
Yeah, I was like, you're not gonna eat that thing,
Well,
are you?
you don't have sex with it. What's like what's so dang decadent about having a another mouth to feed, you know?
You're not like if it's a pet, you're not gonna eat it or you're not
Yeah.
like using it for any function. It's
Well,
just something you have like a personal menagerie, you
well,
know, like you know,
in the way that like like having children serves no purpose since you can't make them work
that's
out on the farm.
that's incorrect.
They just eat and scream and cry and hate you for all you give them. You give them the world, and they just turn around and they spit on you and they say, "Hey, that's not you're not good at the skateboard. You get off that thing." And all my years of worry just wasted on this little shit. I don't even want, hypothetically, you know.
Yeah, that's not correct at all.
Well, all right, Mr.
I
Mom,
mean, the
Mr.
whole point of having of living
Yeah.
is to have children and pass on, your legacy to the next generation.
Oh yeah, like if you're a bacteria or a sponge, but you can go to the movies or get a haircut or darn your socks. There's so many wondrous joys of living. You don't need to simply uh, propagate the species just because you've got the parts. There's so many things. What is your children have? What have your children ever done for you, George? What have your little mongrels ever done for
Well,
you?
for one, they're my retirement plan.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah. Well, that's what traditionally children were for. Like once you get old, can't work anymore, they
But
take
yeah,
you in, you
the
know?
retirement is going to get pushed back. If you want to retire before 70, you're going to have to work quite long hours. It's
Well, if you have no kids, you can't, you probably never be able to retire anyway.
yeah. I mean, but then they'll just sort of hang out with you. What if they don't want to get a job and you just have to keep on trucking?
I guess you just have to try to get another kid.
Yeah, but then you'd have to work twice as long. You'd be hooked up to tubes. You're like 140. They're keeping you alive with machines, so you can, I don't know, hammer in nails or push buttons on a register or flip burger meat. You know, all the things that we spend our lives doing, going through numbers and sitting at a computer and typing out and just 50 hours here, 50 hours there, and all of a sudden, hey, where'd that fun loving guy go that used to like life instead of hate everything? Where did he go?
Sounds like a case of assisted suicide.
Got a case of the Mondays, maybe.
Oh yeah. But, well, You look like you have something on your mind today, though. That's for sure.
Oh, not really. I just busy today, and you gotta get more more busy. You know, it's the day demands, as I think Abraham Lincoln was fond of saying that the day demands. Uh,
What does the
what's on
night
your
do?
mind, George? You got a song in your heart most of the time.
Oh, I've been watching this wonderful show lately.
Oh,
My
well,
name
I'm
is
glad to,
Earl.
I am glad to hear that.
Yeah, have you seen My Name is Earl?
No, yeah, uh, yeah, I've seen it. There's a guy who was a jerk, and he thinks karma is sort of a one to one, and he goes through a list of all the people he screwed over, and there's been enough of that that it could maintain the show for like 3 seasons or however long it went.
Four.
4 seasons. I didn't know how
Yeah.
many seasons. I just said three. Uh,
Oh yeah.
like how evil would this guy have to be? And didn't he like have some near death experience, and then he thought,
No, he won the lottery.
oh,
I
well, then
think he won like 100 grand.
why is he why is he going around apologizing to people?
Well, I guess when he won the lottery, he found out his girlfriend was cheating on him, and all this other bad stuff happened.
Well, why did he think he needed to go apologize to everybody to like why the show? Why won the lottery, his girlfriend's cheating on him, and then what? Why?
Why?
Yeah.
I guess that made him realize that karma was real.
Well, I mean, there's got to be more to it than that. He must have gotten, didn't he get hit by a car or something?
Yes, I think that was like one of the things that happened
You
that made
told
him
me. Oh,
realize that
yeah.
karma was real.
Yeah. But why karma? Why would he latch on to that notion and not something else? What got him to look at sort of a simplified version of karma?
I Man, you're asking some deep philosophical questions.
No, I'm
You
just
know,
asking about the themes of that dang show. That's all I want to know.
well, you've seen it too, man. You
Yeah, but
told me.
I don't remember. All right. So Earl is a guy who is like a real bad guy. He
Yeah.
just wanders around hurting people. He's sick. He tortures animals. He spits on just everybody. He defecates on himself in like buses and on flights, so that people just have to suffer through it. And one day he wins the lottery, right? And he gets hit by a car, and his girlfriend cheats on him, and he went to heaven, and he meets God, and God says, I'm going to punish you directly for all of your stupid behavior. And uh and he wakes up, and he makes a bargain with and we don't know, is it God or is it the devil? He bargains with somebody, right? And then, like, he sells his soul for the to and then that's the show. He goes around apologizing for just like harassing people like a real jerk.
So I mean, there's like actually a theory that Earl actually died, and this whole thing, the whole show took place in a purgatory.
Okay, well, that'd be fine. I haven't watched it. My stake in this event is pretty low. I do remember that the guy was he starred in the Chipmunks and Chipmunks 2, the Squeakquel, and or whatever, and people like those.
Wait, have you seen those?
No, I don't know why people like those, but they made them. I think it's very sad that that's showbiz. You know, have you ever seen the Son of the Mask?
So isn't that Jamie Kennedy?
Yeah, yeah.
How was that movie? I know you've seen it.
I've seen it. I've seen it, and it is one of the most painful films I've ever had to watch. I mean, had to watch. I did watch. Yeah, I had to. I forced myself to watch it. I had no choice. And I remember that I just throughout the whole movie felt so bad for all the actors that were in it. Because nothing they were doing was landing. It was all just awful, cringy stuff. I just felt so bad for everybody that was in it.
Well,
I was vicariously embarrassed for the film showing. I just felt bad about it.
that's man, you're quite an empathetic fellow.
Yeah, yeah. I That's what makes me such a good a father and pet dad and plant dad and caretaker to my various items, and it's a real all around bang up guy.
What happens in the movie?
The the mask, Son of the Mask.
Yeah, Son of the Mask.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so well, let's see. It starts with this big sequence of that "Too Good to Be True, Can't Take My Eyes Off of You" song, old song, and it's this. I don't know. It seemed like it was going on for 20 minutes. He like puts on the mask, and they do this big musical thing where everybody's dancing around, and he just put everything into it. And you know, I just, you just kind of buy the guy a beer and listen to his problems for a while. There's just so much pain. Like he put everything into that little number, and it didn't work at all. They hurt him. They hurt him. The makers of that movie, they just took this guy and hurt him. You know?
That's a pretty egregious action they've taken.
Well, it's a bleak film. It's a bleak film. It was harder to watch than that. Oh, you sent me a torture movie once.
Oh, Martyrs.
Yeah, yeah. Son of the Mask is harder to watch than Martyrs, and I felt horrible through Martyrs. That was terrible.
It looks like something you'd be into.
All right. Shall we get back to
Yes. So when I saw Martyrs,
brief technical difficulties? George was chewing on some of the wires, and we had to cut out.
yeah, I am that hungry. So, well, yeah, when I saw Martyrs, first thing I thought of was like, oh, this seems like the kind of movie Des would be into. You know?
Well, I'm a pacifist. I don't like to even think violent thoughts, you know.
Well, that's like, you get it all out of your system by watching violent movies, right?
Yeah. Well, maybe some people do. It was very difficult to watch. How did you like Skins? Skins.
Oh,
I
I
did
did not like that at all.
I didn't send you a copy. I wanted to get a copy for myself, but they don't have it on DVD, and I don't do any streaming. So
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that later.
Skins or streaming?
Streaming.
Oh, well, pick your poison.
Well, I'll tell you a little bit about why I did not like Skins.
It wasn't the butthole mouth, was it? That's not
No,
really
it's
fair.
not. It's not that. It's just the whole thing. It feels like they thought they were like real clever. They
Maybe.
thought they were more clever than they were. It's like a Pedro Almodovar movie has that feeling, but for dumb people. They're just trying to be as shocking as possible.
Well,
Uh,
I for one can't wait to see it. I'm gonna get a copy as soon as I can.
yeah, why is it you're so excited to watch? Is it because of like the shocking? There's like you heard of there's like a shocking element to it.
Well, I read up a bit on it, and it actually seems like there are things in there that I would hope to never have to see. So uh, I I'm not exactly sure why I want to watch it anymore, having read into it and seen some clips. There are uh, some disturbing scenes that someday I will watch if they ever release it onto DVD, because I don't do the streaming. Maybe if they could put it on VHS. Come on, Skins guys, put it on
You know what you
VHS.
could do? You can like get a friend or a family member to play the movie on the on Netflix or wherever it's streaming on, and attach your VHS recorder and just tape it from the
I'm
TV.
I'm not gonna steal it. I do feel strongly generally that when certain properties like it's not the most fortunate aspect of human society in this day and age that our culture is derived from products, and that is mostly what we have in common with one another as a kind, is that we shop at the same store and are interested in similar products. That disturbs me, but still, it is like movies and video games and media. When when it's new, it's fresh, whether they're a smaller organization or whether they're part of some big machine, those people are living or dying by their labor. So I don't believe in stealing anything that's fresh. But once something becomes old and unavailable, like I don't know, like these old video games, and if say they're unwilling to continue to produce it so people can access it. I think that the loss of property rights, at least for that version, should be expedited, and certain content should be given over to the culture. So if they won't make it for you, then allow somebody else to, as opposed to hiding hiding it behind collectors' fees.
Yeah, I hear that. So why don't you stream?
I don't want to do that.
Why not? Like, what's your favorite movie of all time?
I I don't know.
What's a movie you want to see more than anything in the world right now?
No, I mean there are other things I'd rather be doing. That more uh, re ask a question in a way that I can comfortably answer it, because like a movie that I would want to watch more than anything in the world, that doesn't fit with my lived experience. Nor does I can't think of a single favorite movie. Don't you kind of build little walls around yourself when you declare this or that to be an absolute favorite. It's just a thing I found and got into. I don't know that I have the favorite movie, or certainly, there's not watching a movie wouldn't be a thing that I'd want to do more than anything else right now.
What would you rather be doing than watching a movie?
All right, what I'd rather be doing is that this morning when my alarm went off, I'd rather be in that situation, but just kind of half wake up, and then the alarm stops and I fall back asleep and sleep for about 3 more hours. That's what I want more than anything, you know.
All right, well, let's say there's an occasion you want to watch The Godfather. Have you heard of that movie?
Yeah, yeah, I haven't seen that in a long time.
All right, let's say that there are no copies of it available on DVD or VHS. It's only on streaming. And you really want to see The Godfather? Would you watch it on streaming?
I've got a VHS copy of The Godfather somewhere.
Well, let's say it does not exist. Let's say they've all been erased.
Maybe. There are movies that I've wanted to see that are not physically available that I just haven't seen. I can think of one movie and no others. I have purchased one film digitally, and only one.
All right.
Uh, that was the Metalocalypse movie, and that's because I'd watched the whole thing and I wanted to go on and watch more of it because they had more of it, and I bought it on Xbox, so the Xbox 360 little server that they've got, and downloaded it onto my machine because they wouldn't release it on DVD, and I don't think they have now. So I wanted to watch it, and that is the one movie that I've ever digitally downloaded, bought, watched. The uh, yeah. That's it.
Did that experience turn you off the whole endeavor?
I dislike the that I can't just get a copy of it and watch it. I I don't like that. In fact, I think there was some internal deliberation. I don't like to have these little contents. Hey, we didn't finish the thing we did, but you can't buy it, so pay us for this thing to download it. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. All right. Like, I watched recently the first couple seasons of Stranger Things, and I remembered the first season, like, finding something special, and the second season going kind of downhill but still being okay.
Second season was probably the worst one.
Yeah, and I on the rewatch, I didn't really get anything out of either two seasons. I thought they were both kind of lame, and it's funny because I really enjoyed the first season the first time I watched it.
Mhm.
Uh, but I thought I'd go watch and what I'd get the DVD and watch the third season. Lo and behold, they have not released the third season.
Well, there's not that much demand for it. Not that it's a pretty niche show.
I mean, if I can buy a DVD of GameSack, I should be able to watch one of the most popular shows of the day on a physical format. I'm just not interested. I don't want to do the stream, pay us a subscription fee, and you watch all these movies. Not not
You can
me.
always borrow someone's subscription.
I don't want to do that either. I don't want to do that. And anyway,
You're too shy.
not too shy. I don't want to stream movies. This big veering away from any connection with the product, all in the name of uh you know more profits, less expenses, and a smaller number of companies providing the same stuff. I don't like things like the culture in which I am involved in, that being shopping at the same store and buying the same products as my fellow noble countrymen. I don't like and now we're going to hide it even further. And the benefit is that for a fee, you get to see this thing that skips sometimes when your internet stutters. I don't want to get these things further distanced, further hidden, more controlled. There's so many shows to watch. What do I care if I never see the third season of Stranger Things? There's a million shows. I've got the whole of the X-Files on DVD, if you don't include the new stuff where they decided, well, it's not all this stuff that we build up for all these seasons. It's actually something totally different. So I can go watch that. I can watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer or The Brave Little Toaster. Just any dang thing. I don't need to. You stream it. I don't want to stream it.
I'm more about the movie and less about the consumption. I'm a real film head.
Oh yeah.
I don't have to like buy physical objects. As long it's the experience of the movie I'm paying for.
I used to like to go out to movie theaters, but I don't want to do that anymore.
They're way too fancy now.
I don't
Oh,
care
last
about
time,
the fancy. It's the unfancy thing. Like one of the last times I went to a movie theater, it was like 3 years ago. Some guy gets out his phone and carries on a conversation loudly in the movie theater.
oh, did you tell him to knock it off?
I don't want to have to pay $15 so I can go interact with somebody who's that apathetic. Shh, you should know better. You should know better, don't you? Oh, don't you? Why don't you behave like all these other good? What the hell? It's a wasted effort to try and correct somebody's behavior.
So
Once they get to a certain point, they are a lost cause.
You paid $15 and just sat back as this guy just talked through the whole movie.
What am I gonna do? You
just be like, hey,
no,
excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir.
No, other people are a force of nature. You can't correct them. If you correct them, their whole paradigm gets shaken, and you're risking being assaulted. There was no use in trying to correct somebody's behavior. They either will get it or they don't. And if you're the sort of guy that's going to drive 3 feet away, right on somebody's butt, or if you're the sort of guy that's going to pull out a cell phone in the middle of a movie theater and start having a conversation, you are a lost cause. I can't do anything other than hurt you to get you to correct your behavior. And I don't want to hurt people. I'm not going to, it's a lost cause. Don't you
see? Has anyone ever corrected your behavior?
I mean, I don't know if there'd be much point in that. I'm not changing whatever somebody brings up my behavior. I'll punch them right in the butt.
Oh yeah, no one's ever like said, "Hey, keep it down."
What? Oh, keep it down? Are you kidding? Do you think I'm going to harass people by making excess noise in my apartment? What kind of a impolite jerk do you think I mean, my neighbors do that because apparently, their neighbors don't really have any material value, but sure, go ahead. You blast the stuff. I'm not here. I'm not going to knock on the door and say, excuse me, could you keep it down a little bit? As if they're going to change, as if they don't understand that loud noises are going to be heard by other people around them. Those people are lost causes. You get to a certain point and people aren't going to be educated.
So you're just gonna suffer. So you're gonna sit back and suffer.
No. I am choosing between I am choosing between sufferings. All right. So a guy pulls his phone out in the movie theater. I have 3 choices. I could walk away. I bought a movie ticket, but I'm just gonna leave the movie theater, or I could go and confront a guy that would know better. He would know better. He doesn't care. He just
It looks
doesn't
like
care. And
looks like
so
you
I'm
took the
going to
third
put
option.
myself in a position where I could be assaulted, or where, at the very least, I'm just going to stress myself out. The third option is to sit there and take it. I paid for that movie. I should have known what I was getting into. I should have known that if I'm going to put myself in the company of other people, then
Oh,
you're going to get somebody, likely as not, who's going to make it all about them so you can't enjoy the movie you paid for. There's no benefit to talking to the guy. He's, oh, sorry, I won't do that anymore. I've learned the error of my ways. I see that I was wrong. How could I have not seen? Thank you. Oh, thank you for showing me the light. That's nonsense. People aren't like that. This is you're dealing with an obstacle here, not a person who can learn something. I am not a regulating body that can train the person to act and behave and understand differently. I'm an individual actor. If I approach that person, I'm risking myself.
you're a representative of society. That's what
I
you are. You're a
am
member of
not.
society.
I
You're
am not.
as a member of society, a representative. It's kind of your duty to and to what was it, to tell people
To
what the
correct
rules,
them.
they
To
yeah,
correct
to
them.
yes,
I
and to
follow the
inform
rules
of
of
the
society. I
expectations.
don't bother anybody. I
And
don't commit
your
violence or
your
obnoxious acts.
your responsibility is to enforce the order society
Oh,
seeks.
no, no, no. These people should not. Okay, so I've been to Germany. I studied there in part of college. People don't jaywalk. They don't they don't steal. They don't just, I don't know, do all the obnoxious antisocial things that we're used to, and they have the same degree of freedom. Uh, what what the main difference is the willingness to pay for social infrastructure. These people have gone through school. If you were a school age elementary kid, you moved to Germany, you'd be one or two grades behind everybody else, not considering the language. They care about their social and physical infrastructure. It's not here where everybody's wild, and we don't follow any of the societal rules. We don't respect that anybody else exists. We're willing to massively inconvenience and put others in danger just so we might be able to get something quicker or easier. uh,
That
we we
sounds like you, though.
we do not wish to invest in our society. And so I'm not, it's not my job to go around educating people when they're being public bad actors. If somebody were to be like harming somebody, then that's when you're called into play.
Well,
But
this guy has
everybody
obviously
has an
harmed you,
obligation to
you
have
know.
minimal politeness. Minimal politeness. If
Yeah,
they did,
well,
if they didn't learn it as a child, I'm not going to be able to teach it to them.
should have done. I guess if you were too scared to talk to the guy, you should have
Uh,
just gone to the to the ticket office and be like, hey, there's someone who won't stop talking on the cell phone. I cannot enjoy this movie.
yeah,
I need a refund.
it's my
Or
responsibility to be everybody's damn Batman. If somebody is going around bothering everybody, I've got to get up and either tattle on them or confront them. Just really stress myself
have
out
you
for the rest of the
have you
day.
heard of
It'll be something that I can fixate on
well,
for
somebody's
days or
got to
weeks.
do it, you know. Have you heard of Kitty Genovese?
What?
Have you heard of Kitty Genovese?
I don't believe so.
Oh, she's like this thing in like psychology class. There's a case in psychology class. It's called the it's like a illustrates the bystander effect.
Ah.
There's like this lady in New York City. She got murdered for, I don't know, for a long time, and then she was like in the middle of a courtyard with a whole bunch of like apartment
Oh,
windows, and
yeah.
everyone saw it, but no one called the cops or did
Right.
anything because they assumed that the other guy,
Yeah.
did it.
Yeah. I've seen like tests on that in urban areas. Somebody will be like clearly injured on the street, and really just sort of a day by day. You go to you can be out walking around, and there will be somebody who doesn't know enough people to be able to I don't know, put themselves on a series of good patterns of behavior that would keep them alive. So they're just sort of sitting there unclean, asking for help. And we are used to ignoring people because human life is not really valuable by our estimate. It's not the highest value. If somebody is there, if they need help, I have heard of the thing you're talking about, and they I have I can't cite it, but I'm aware of research where
Yeah.
somebody was like acting as somebody who was clearly injured, and passersby would ignore them. And I think that the way that they figured out how to deal with that is that the injured person would like lock eyes and engage with somebody. Like people would ignore them, but if you could get somebody's attention, then it becomes your problem. Um, that's a serious issue. But if I am in an environment where somebody is displaying antisocial characteristics, where they are of an age where they should know better, uh, either they don't know better, and I I cannot take responsibility and teach them a life lesson, or they do know better and don't care, in which case my approaching them would also potentially be a bad idea. It's just people should know better, and they probably do, but they don't care, and so they're willing to cause harm to give themselves minimal short-term convenience. That's that's what we care about. We don't care about the social infrastructure, like our educational system, the medical system. These are the most expensive on the planet, of the richest civilization that the human race has ever seen, and yet they are both poor, and you know public education is getting worse, and it's getting harder to access. And some people would like it to go away altogether, so we don't have to pay for other people's kids to go to school. And it's prohibitively expensive to even, have an ambulance show up at your door if you're horribly injured, despite the fact that we are constantly paying for it. We pay for it more than anybody else does. Uh, we're just interested more in people getting money for various things to exist than we are to have the money go to where it needs to. We would rather be governed by a corrupt, leaky bucket than have things actually work. And the social infrastructure is failing. And even this build back inflation, wonderful miracle cure from God, is just going to be putting a coat of paint on everything, and the roads are going to be crumbling again. They forgive student loans up to a certain point, not taking into account the different areas of the country having different demands, and it's only up to a certain point. But they don't even address the initial issue of these lenders and schools racing each other for higher and higher prices. They don't even touch that. It's right before midterms. Here's a big paycheck, as they've done, a couple times before during a massive thing where people were getting thrown out on their butts and they could have used some actual attention. We're just not interested in social infrastructure. We there's no financial incentive to get people to drive safely, or treat each other politely, or to be literate. We're just going to get dumber and meaner and worse health.
Well,
Yeah.
that's liberalism for you.
Well, for you, it's for you. I'm a conscientious non-participant, I guess.
I,
You go ahead. I'm like Mr. Vonnegut. I'm a man without a country. I I'm gonna sell my kids for medical experiments. I'm gonna go live in the woods, and if anybody gets any anywhere near me, I'm gonna stand my ground, and I'm gonna skin them to make my boots, and I'm gonna eat them. I'm gonna roast their meat over a fire, because that's what I believe in.
oh no, you should have said to that guy in the movie theater.
Absolutely
If-
nothing.
No, you should have like, if you don't want to be like too confrontational about it,
Oh, some
'cause
little rap battle thing, so everybody can go oh snap and clap and how we like to decide everything. Little oh he said the thing.
yeah,
Oh,
carry the
how
applause meter with you.
everything is decided. How we do presidential debates. That's how we do it. You just drop the mic. I should have gone over, said something snappy, and then just dropped a microphone onto the ground. That would have really fixed things. Everybody would know I was right.
You should have said something like, "It's
Ah.
people like you are the reason for our society's downfall."
Oh snap! Oh mic drop!
Oh,
Oh the owned. Oh, the problem's gone and it's solved, and no one will ever be that way again. And we fixed the issue because somebody said something snappy. Oh,
yeah, maybe you could have just like, if you were too scared to talk to him, maybe you could have like physically thrown him out. You know?
well, he was twice my size.
Oh yeah.
He was a real big guy.
Well, you're like one of those wiry, tough guys.
I lifted the weights today. I try and keep myself in good shape because no one else is gonna do it for me, especially as I decline in the looks department.
Oh yeah.
But you see, that was a sex joke. But listen. Aside from risking my personal health and safety, and then I just have something to stress and worry about, just for days, and then I think about it after years. The only memories I have are the humiliating parts. Everything else just seems to fade. I don't want to
Well,
go around confronting people.
it seems like you traded one stress for another when when he didn't confront him.
It was a
Like
lighter
by
stress. You,
confronting.
you are right. It was the lesser stress to be
No, it was.
bothered by the situation as opposed to being harassed by thoughts of what I myself did, plus the possibility of uh, pain, injury, continued threats, maybe future insult or future assaults. If somebody is going to go into an area with a whole lot of other people and they just defecate in their pants, you cannot fix them. You can't say something snappy and cool and make the situation go away. You can't educate them. You can't fix them. What they are is a victim of a lack of structure that allowed them to be that thing, that antisocial aspect of that example of the great American failure. We are not interested in having an interest in the well-being of the society. There's no money in it. Good gravy. Look at you, all the what would you have done? What would you do? You're gonna go say something snappy to the guy?
No, well, I don't really have the wits, to come up with
There's no
insults on.
there's no wits. Wits is for something to write down. Make a little book. Put it in a book or a movie or something like that. That's what the wits are for. In person, you can't solve the issue by some little witty remark.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not going to do a witty remark. I don't have the wit
Oh,
or the
you,
way
you
of
you gave me
words
something real
to
witty, a real mic dropper. Uh, there's no
I
point. There's
wouldn't like,
no
try to go for an insult. I would just be like, "Hey, can you the movie's starting. Can you take it outside?"
the movie was it was well into the movie.
Oh yeah.
You you
Well,
you can't fix people like that. I
yeah,
don't
no, you just like tap on the shoulder, be like, "Hey, can you take it
you,
outside?"
you,
This is the middle of the movie.
approach and touch a stranger.
Yeah,
Good gravy.
people like. Oh, well, it's there's different kinds of touching, in different contexts.
No, I
Yeah,
I would I would certainly take it as an aggressive act if somebody snuck up behind me and tapped me on the shoulder. I would not take that well.
yeah. Well,
This is guy. The way you describe this guy is he must be some sort of like a scary like monster. You know,
No, he was
did
just
he
a
seem
he was a
violent or
no, no. Well, here's the
did he
thing.
seem like unreasonable?
Of course, he was talking loudly on the cell phone during a movie. Of course, he was unreasonable.
Have you ever like done anything like that before? You know, have you ever like t- talked during a movie or something?
Like out of childhood.
You know, like from childhood to today. You know.
I mean, children should be held to a much lower standard. I don't remember being one, but I would, with my estimation of what a child is, I probably did, but I couldn't. I've got no memory of it. Uh, as an adult, if the movie theater has other people in it, the best you're going to get it is a small whisper during the what the commercial, no, not
The
the
trailers.
not yeah, pre-trailers, when they're just doing those commercials that they started doing before. um or if you have to get up and go to the bathroom or something like that, if you're going to communicate with another person during a movie, it's not socializing. It's I have to do a thing right now. That's the kind of communication you have with a person. You say very quietly, like, I have to get up and go to the bathroom, or na na na, or na na na, or you're not having conversations or answering phones, or screaming loudly during a movie.
Mm. How about like commenting on the action on the movie screen for the benefit of all the other audience members?
I find that suggestion offensive. That I would. Oh no! Don't do that. Watch out for that. No, I am offended that you would suggest that I would do such a thing.
I just seem like the type,
Well, good. Thank you.
if you know what I
Uh,
mean.
yeah. Well, I think we were in a good flow for a minute, but this is too late for me, so I might have to shoo you out toward the door. Uh do you have any shout outs, George? Any shouting out to do?
Laredo, Texas.
Oh yeah, I fell in love with it. Wait, was that I fell in love with a Mexican girl about Laredo, Texas?
Probably.
Yeah.
It's real close to Mexico.
Okay. Well,
Is there a Laredo? There's a Laredo in Texas, right?
I should hope so. You're shouting them out, and they're probably a wonderful place.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure it's heaven on earth out in Laredo,
I hope so.
Texas. It's not in California, at least, you know.
Uh, I have no particular issue with California.
Oh, California. Don't even get me started on that.
Well, we don't have time for that. Any other
Oh,
shout out?
any other shout outs?
Yeah.
What's a state I haven't shouted out that hasn't been shouted out before?
If
Maybe
you
Alabama, Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Oh, good choice. Good choice.
So yeah, I hope you guys are doing pretty well.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Well, on that note, I think I've got to go do some stuff. It's cutting into other stuff, and there's more gosh dang stuff, and I just want to
Yeah,
sleep in.
and I
Uh,
gotta get something to eat. So
well, don't eat any of my food. Dang it.
oh, I thought it was
Uh,
for everyone. I thought it was for the table. You know, that's what
no,
you get for only ordering appetizers. You know.
that wasn't me. I don't know. Put those there. Uh, well, on behalf of George and myself, and all the Pudcast crew, Uh, have a pleasant day.
Wow.